The President of the United States visits France to commemorate the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Biden blocks migrants from asylum at U.S.-Mexico border. On June 5, U.S. President Joe Biden arrived in France to commemorate the 80th anniversary of D-Day, the day Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, during World War II. On June 6–7, President Biden will attend the D-Day commemoration in the Normandy region of northwestern France and deliver a significant speech at the event. Following that, the U.S. president will begin a state visit to the European nation. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan stated that President Biden's speech in Normandy will address the dangers of isolationism. Biden will draw connections from the two world wars and the Cold War, highlighting the establishment of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, up to the present day. Particularly, the D-Day commemoration takes place against the backdrop of renewed conflict in Europe and the increasing military strength of NATO countries. President Biden will also meet with elderly veterans who participated in D-Day. Regarding reports that French President Emmanuel Macron is considering sending military advisors to Ukraine, U.S. National Security Council Strategic Communications Coordinator John Kirby stated that the possibility of using approximately $300 billion in frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine will be discussed by the French and American leaders during the visit. According to the plan, President Joe Biden will also meet with his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, in Normandy this week, followed by a meeting at the G7 Leaders Summit in Italy next week to discuss the situation in Ukraine and further support for the country. The U.S. president will not attend the Ukraine Peace Conference in Switzerland immediately following the G7 summit. Instead, Vice President Kamala Harris and Jake Sullivan will represent the United States at the conference.
Doing nothing is not an option. We have to act.
U.S. President Joe Biden announced new restrictions on migrants caught illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. His executive order on Tuesday could deny those migrants the chance to claim asylum, and they could be quickly deported or turned back to Mexico. The Biden administration said the new measures will take effect immediately and will have exceptions for unaccompanied children, people who face serious medical or safety threats, and victims of trafficking. The sweeping enforcement effort, which is temporary, comes months after Congress failed to pass legislation.
We came to a clear bipartisan deal. It was the strongest border security agreement in decades. But then, Republicans in Congress, not all, but walked away from it. Why? Because Donald Trump told them to. He told the Republicans, it has been published widely by many of you, that he didn't want to fix the issue, he wanted to use it to attack me.
Biden, a Democrat, has toughened his approach to border security, as immigration has emerged as a top issue for Americans in the run-up to the November 5th elections, where he will face Trump, a Republican who has vowed a wide-ranging crackdown if re-elected. Registered voters prefer Trump over Biden on immigration policy by a 17-point margin, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll conducted in mid-May. The new asylum policy is activated when the daily average of border arrests tops 2,500 over a week, and will be paused when arrests drop below 1,500 per day, the official said. The last time crossings fell to that level was in the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic.
This action will help us gain control of our border, restore order into the process. This ban will remain in place until the number of people trying to enter illegally is reduced to a level that our system can effectively manage.
The new restrictions resemble similar policies implemented by Trump and use a legal statute that served as the underpinning for Trump's travel bans, blocking people from several majority Muslim nations and other countries. Biden said he will continue to work closely with the Mexican government on border issues and said he had spoken with President-elect Claudia Sheinbaum Monday. In advance of the announcement, Trump's campaign issued a statement criticizing Biden for high levels of illegal immigration and said the move to exempt unaccompanied minors would encourage child trafficking.